it wasn't pretty by any means, but University was able to do just enough to stave off Walsh Jesuit 2-1 in a low-scoring dogfight of a Cleveland Cup quarterfinal on Wednesday night at Iceland, USA in Strongsville. The Preppers got second period goals from Evan Kruger and Ryan Gorbett, and really the key sequence of this hockey game going into that penalty kill late came late in the second period. Prior to Gorbett's tally to make it a 2-0 game, U.S. goaltender Alex Silver did really well on a breakaway by Walsh. They skated in. Kevin Van Bockelen for Walsh had a really good look at a wrister at the right bar. Silver did beautifully with his pad to turn it away, keep it a 1-0 game, and then seconds later, Gorbett gets a feed from Kruger, slots it from the left side of his zone to make it a 2-0 game. Huge swing of momentum there. One of three particularly key saves, I think, for Silver in this game. Definitely his biggest, but also went with a nice save early in the second period amid a scoreless game, turning away Cole Jaskowitz after a turnover in the neutral zone by U.S. And then in the third period, with it still being a 2-0 game, he did really well coming out high in his crease to turn away a point-blank look. Granted, Walsh was able to get into its deficit there, make it a 2-1 game shortly thereafter through Van Bockelen, but Silver had a really nice game, and I think that also went to, sometimes when we look at hockey games, sometimes some things don't get in the score sheet. They don't get as much of a spotlight as they should. But I think we really need to give kudos here to the performance that Robbie and Golia put in. He was just outstanding for U.S. in this game, particularly there in the penalty kill with a little more than a minute to go. U.S. protecting a 2-1 lead after an interference penalty. And by the way, we're friends, and friends are being honest with each other. I thought we were going to set a world record in that game for interference penalties. Be that as it may, we didn't, but there was that interference penalty there late, and Golia really did a nice job leading the penalty kill there, really freezing the puck for a good 10 to 12 seconds in that last 80 seconds of the hockey game along the corner boards in both zones, and then also doing well to block a shot at the top of his zone. Andre called it the game of his life. He got praise from Ryan and Alec after the game when I interviewed them, and anybody who really appreciates hockey and knows hockey well, and I'd like to think that I do after all these years, can really appreciate a good unsung hero type of performance that Robbie put in this game, and he deserves all the praise that he got from his teammates, from his coach, and I'm sure from the U.S. contingent in the bleachers at Strongsville as well. I thought that U.S. did well to stave this off. That it wasn't the prettiest game in the world, and again, sometimes you need that in the course of the season. And Walsh is a good young hockey team. I've said it before, I'll say it again. With the freshmen and sophomores that Pat McKendry has, and he's an outstanding coach, this is not a team I'm going to want to see in another year or two. Heck, I'm not going to want to see him at the Kent District if I'm an opposing coach. But still, Walsh did well to keep this a dogfight and make U.S. earn it. And while U.S. wasn't thrilled with their mental mindset going into this game and the way that aspect of the game played out, they did just enough to survive and advance, and sometimes that's what you have to do. So U.S. moves on to the weekend. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't necessarily sharp, but it was definitely enough to get the job done in a 2-1 win over Walsh Jesuit on Wednesday night.